This is AI Command App News for Friday, June 26th. Here's what's moving markets today. Our lead story, the artificial intelligence boom has collided with the physical world, and it's showing up in your wallet. A global shortage of memory chips, the RAM that powers everything from AI data centers to your laptop, has triggered a sell-off across technology stocks and a wave of price hikes from the biggest names in the business. Here's the chain reaction. Demand for AI infrastructure is so intense it's swallowing the world's supply of memory. Micron, one of the largest memory makers, just reported quarterly revenue of $41.5 billion, more than quadruple the $9.3 billion it posted a year earlier. But scarcity has a cost. Apple had its worst trading session in more than a year after it moved to pass higher memory prices onto consumers, raising prices on the Mac and iPad. Microsoft is lifting the price of every Xbox console for the second time in under a year. Analysts have a name for it, RAMageddon, and the market's noticed. SoftBank plunged 11%, leading a broad sell-off in Asian technology stocks. Nasdaq futures slid as Micron, Nvidia, and SanDisk all fell. MarketWatch reported the U.S. stock market saw its first fund outflow since March, a possible sign investors are rotating out of tech and into safer ground. Why it matters. The cost of building AI is no longer abstract. It's flowing straight into hardware prices, corporate margins, and your portfolio. For business leaders, that means budgeting for higher device and cloud costs heading into next year. Story 2. Washington is stepping into the AI release cycle. According to reporting from The Information, picked up by TechCrunch and The Verge, the Trump administration has asked OpenAI to delay the public launch of its next model, GPT 5.6, over security concerns, staggering its release to a select group of partners first. On developer forums, users summarized it more bluntly. The government may individually approve who gets access. Why it matters for business. If your operations depend on a single vendor's model, your roadmap now carries a new dependency: regulatory timing. A model you're counting on can be delayed, gated, or restricted with no notice. That's a strategic risk worth mapping today. Story 3. The AI spending reckoning. CNBC reports that OpenAI and Anthropic are facing a new reality as companies shift from, in the industry's own word, tokenmaxxing to efficiency. Translation: enterprises are tightening AI budgets and demanding a return on investment, and that could dampen the explosive growth rates these labs have enjoyed. A widely read engineering analysis this week argued bluntly that current large language model costs are simply not sustainable. And Oracle shares slipped on a report that its key partner, OpenAI, could delay its IPO. But efficiency cuts both ways. At the SaaStr AI conference, customer support company HappyFox described closing $1 million in expansion revenue on roughly $20 of AI agent spend. The lesson: the winners in this phase aren't the biggest spenders. They're the ones aiming AI at real outcomes. Story 4. In deal news. ON Semiconductor announced a $7 billion agreement to acquire Synaptics, a bet on what the industry calls physical AI, intelligence embedded in devices and sensors at the edge. ON Semi says the deal expands its total addressable market by $30 billion to $243 billion by 2030. It's a signal that the next AI frontier isn't only the cloud, it's the hardware all around you. And finally, a shift in the AI consumer market. New data shows Anthropic's Claude is winning over paid consumers, a segment long dominated by ChatGPT. For businesses, it's a reminder that the model landscape is competitive and fluid, which is exactly why flexibility, the freedom to switch providers without re-platforming, is becoming a core part of AI strategy. To sum up the day, AI's physical costs are hitting the markets, governments are entering the release cycle, and enterprises are pivoting from spending to returns. The through line for every business leader is the same. Control over your own infrastructure and your own data is no longer a technical detail. It's a competitive advantage. That's your AI news for today from AI Command App. From Abe, we'll see you tomorrow.